They call it November. That's a good one. What's up, everybody? First message: 4 year cycles over. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. I'll tell you that much. What's up, everybody? Take a look at some charts today. Alts for the most part are Dunsky for a while, probably. BTC trying to figure it out, but certainly not where you'd want it to be for October. What's up, Karen? What's up, Nick? Yeah, good question. Win less red. It's certainly, the Jays are looking good. Dude, Mad Max, what a crazy guy. 41 still pitching. I remember when he was pitching with the Tigers and Verlander. Couldn't get it done, unfortunately, with the Tigers, but he that's his sixth team. Crazy. Anyway, yeah, not where we want to be in October. Gold's certainly stealing the show. It's kind of like we said this early on, a couple weeks back. We've never seen gold break out this deep into the cycle. And near term, gold and BTC don't move together. We said that all year. Long term, BTC follows gold, not the other way around, that I can tell. So the macro, in my opinion, is more optimistic than the technicals. The technicals here are horrific. Horrific. Long term, not that big of a deal. Monthly, terrible. Losing a multi-month consolidation after a breakout, not good. Hitting all-time high and dropping 20%, not good. All this stuff is recoverable. I don't want to scare people out of any positions. All this stuff is recoverable. All this stuff can fix itself. But we cannot and should not be dropping like a stone. That's the problem. That's the problem. What is Sloth sending me? What is this? Thank you, Sloth. So that's the issue, right? I guess we're inverse gold, fine. But to get the breakout, which was as expected, to get above the cloud, all this made a lot of sense. Even the pullback to 116, it was really Friday. Friday, I think, just broke the market, as many people are saying. So what do you do here? I think the technical analyst would say you certainly don't want to be on leverage, and that was the case. Probably got that message over the past couple days, certainly over today. I mean, anybody holding calls is wrecked. Anybody holding any kind of leverage on the long side is wrecked. All this is, of course, pending Orange Man. Who knows what he's going to say about China? He's walking back a bunch of stuff today. It's never a good feeling to see the entire market just hinging on what one person is saying, right? That's not where you want to be, obviously. Good or bad, that's not where you want to be. But maybe a silver lining here is it's not 100% bearish on the cloud. We still have the cloud to flip bearish. That's probably going to happen over the next week. We can game out some scenarios, but do we have a pattern down here yet on the daily? We do not. Do we have a divergence on the daily? Bullish divergence? We do not. As we go lower, we have some stuff we can think about, but here, no. We have a new lower low in price and a new lower low in RSI. If for whatever reason we get a candle close here, maybe it's a dragonfly, that's the start of something. Maybe we get a div, that's the start of something. But we shouldn't be having these conversations in October, right? Regardless of the cycle, October historically has been very bullish. And there's, as people are pointing to bullish October seasonality, of other people pointing to late October bullish seasonality into November, fine. Like, look, right? All of this stuff can be repaired. So every person needs to have their own individual journey here on what they want to do. Some people have already sold and they're not coming back. That's fine. I respect it. Some people are continuing to DCA. I think that's okay. Long term, you might be waiting 6 months to a year, but I think that's fine. We've yet to see digital asset treasuries unwind. If we're going to see that, that's something to watch out for. If BTC is angry, alts aren't going to be happy. Until we're back above the cloud, I don't think it makes sense to take leveraged positions on BTC. Now, I'll be back here at 116. If we get above 116, I'll be back there taking leveraged positions again. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid, chat. If it wasn't a leverage, I'd be chilling, yeah. The difficult part here was, if you were like me and you're trading the cloud, you're trading the pattern, you got your leverage, you were in some pretty decent profits, but you weren't to any reasonable level where you would close. Now a lot of people are trapped, right? So that's the tough part. Like, the measured moves on this stuff were way higher than anything we saw. Way higher. That's the tough part for this specific example. Any early signs of cycle over? I hope cycles are over just because then people can stop asking about it. We don't have any evidence that this cycle is going to be different than the previous yet. You can say for XYZ reason, and I think, but to come to that conclusion before we see where the next bear market ends up, right? We could have like a shallow bear market in Q4 and then fly in Q1. I don't think that's going to happen, but it's very hard to guess on the cycle stuff until we see the next bear market. Then we can say, okay, if year to date is negative, Q4 is negative, then we can say, cycles are dead. Fine. See you next time. But we're not there yet. So yeah, I'm still holding cold storage. For me, I'm not selling cold storage below 250. So they can do whatever they need to do to bring us down. I'm looking for power law. Where's the power law? Should have had it on here somewhere. Anyway, we got room to run on the upside, obviously, and especially with the way gold moved. FIGS has done well. We had miners pulling back today. Am I going to continue to do videos through a bear market? Why not? Those are the best videos. Didn't I do videos in the last bear market? I think I did. Sentiment is bad. I'll agree with you there. Is the UAV drone trade done? I think anything that was highly speculative, anything, how was Rocket Lab look? That's the other thing, like the correlations that had been holding just aren't. Rocket Lab still looks fine. This thing is 1-to-1 correlated with BTC since 2024. This looks fine. No issues here. And this is as speculative as it comes, right? It certainly feels very much like a BTC specific, crypto specific problem. Yeah, and MSTR, I mean, I've been harping on that drum basically every video. I just don't know what to tell people. I saw Josh Mann talk about going long options over here, and then it reversed on him. Okay, but if you have a system and your system tells you stay out, then not that this is his system, I'm just saying, like, you need a non-random way to take positions. Again, I'm not talking about him specifically, it's just I know a lot of people are following him in and out of MSTR. So thus far, the cloud has not said, hey, now's a great time to jump into MSTR. No. It told you to get out August 15th, and it's bled ever since. Interestingly enough, you are getting a daily bull div here. Is that enough to save this? No, but it's a good first sign. It's a good first sign. Same thing applies. I don't care about this until it's back above the cloud, so whatever, right? Like I said this before, but do you really care about 300 to 400 or is it 400 to 800? What do you really care about, right? So what does it matter what this looks like until it gets back into bullish territory? It just doesn't. So this is behaving exactly as though you'd expect it on anything that's up 1,000,000,000%. I don't know what to tell people. You know, I tried personally taking positions back here, and this was also a fake out breakout that failed. Okay, right? Like, don't take it personal. Market's going to do market things. Come back when you're ready. So I don't love taking positions even on BTC down here. Asia has sold us off lately, so who knows, right? Who knows? It's the weekend. It's Asia. Who knows? A few tickers. Let me spin up the old list. We will add a section. Can we add 2 sections? Boom. The infinite list. World's infinite list. So any digital asset treasury company, you know, if BTC is floundering and MSTR is floundering, anything down the stack is very unlikely to do anything constructive here until things start to look better. But that's leverage, you know? Like, why are you taking leverage with negative momentum? Doesn't make sense to me. The hero trade, do you want to hear the hero trade? Chat, are you ready? The hero trade is selling all your gold, assuming you have any, which I do. The hero trade is selling the rest of your gold and buying BTC. Now I've already started to do that a little bit over the past week, but either do that here or over the next month, whatever. This is just technicals, not sentiment. Like, we can stay overbought on RSI. I love that. I love overbought, but it is hard to keep levels with an RSI of 85, 86 on the daily. You know, that is rare for any asset, let alone gold. So that's tough. But it had a great move. A lot of people caught this, which is good. I'd love to see this just consolidate, you know, would love it. But that's the hero trade. The hero trade is effectively short gold, long BTC. The problem is the TA doesn't quite line up for that on either side of the equation. Even though this does look overbought, this does look like it's slowing down. You're starting to see early innings of this like TKC clamp stuff. If price stops here, the TK lines will flatten out eventually, and you'll get overbought conditions evident on the cloud. The other thing here is you are very far away from the effective mean based on the cloud, which is the Kijun. You know, if we can measure this by percentages, we can use an indicator to tell us that 10%, 12%. We can look at all the other times, price versus Kijun. Let me just pull it up. We want Kijun at 26. All right. This is for the people who always yell at me. What does it look like on backtesting, bro? I love that question. So this is percentage from the Kijun. If we scroll back, we have not seen this since 2020. 2020. Before that, it was 2016. So this is not common. Before that, it was 2011. By any measure, you're overbought on both percentage and time. Like, to get another green week would be Never been seen before in gold. Again, this stuff is not impossible. It's about probabilities. Anything is always possible. Always. This is about probabilities. So that's the hero trade. The hero trade is gold's topped, it's over, it's flat, it's down, it's losing momentum, and it's BTC's turn. That's the hero trade. I don't think it quite makes enough sense to go all in on the hero trade yet. But if we look at like IBIT divided by GLD, that's one way we can assess how sure we are. We don't have a div here. There's nothing going on the cloud. There's nothing here that says, man, this is a great trade. If we look at longer time frames, you've got this head and shoulders thing that many people have talked about by now. Again, the TA does not support the hero trade, okay? The TA says, wait a minute, give it some time. But that's the hero trade. A lot of people are talking about it, right? The only reason you take that trade is if you really believe in the macro, if you really believe in the lead lag setup, where gold's first, Bitcoin next. If you really believe in the macro, the technicals just aren't there for that. Link. Yeah, I had a lot of people messaging me about alts. And again, like, when BTC looks like it does, what do you expect alts to look like? You need to have an opinion there. Because these are all auto-correlated effectively, essentially. They all go in the same direction at the same time. Most of the time, in a bear market, in a bear situation, in a down move, almost everything correlates to 1. Alts are typically 2x the move of BTC. So if BTC is down 3, alts should be down 6. There's nothing here as a guy who doesn't like buying weakness says, hey, this is a great chart. Again, we don't have a pattern. We're starting to get a div. If you go to like the 4-hour, let's go back to BTC. 4-hour BTC had this head and shoulders thing. Can I delete this? I think so. It had this thing, right? You never want to see that after a 15% down move or whatever we had. So that broke down. We hit the zone. We hit the measured move based on the fibs. Down here, we do have this divergence. We do have a lower low in price. We do have a higher low in RSI. Do you buy the first div? Do you wait? Do you wait till this makes some sort of falling wedge? Personally, I think it's too early, unless you're like super long term. Over multiple months, you are trading this. I don't think this is a near term trade. Even if this bounces at 4 p.m., it's not statistically, based on probabilities, something that generally instantly turns around. The hunt, he quoted me. I don't want to scare people. No, because I don't want to influence somebody else's position. You talk to all these people all the time about trading. They all have their own time horizons. They're all using their own leverage. They all have their own, things that they're worrying about. They're paying for. So what I have to say should have no bearing other than this is my system. This is what I'm doing. I'm totally fine with that. But don't ever think like, oh, I think you should do this based on what I'm saying. I'm just telling you what I see. That's it. Cipher. I can use specific tones when I'm sure. Like I was pretty sure we would break out of that inverted head and shoulders, and we did. Yeah, this is the other question. Like BTC hasn't been leading, but for the things that have been leading the market, now what? Because those have pulled back quite a bit over the past 2 days. Can we reverse in November? Anything is possible. This is probabilities. Where would I like to see, instead of a series of unfortunate events, I would love to see a series of fortunate events, just based on technicals. Today, Dragonfly, that is a tight body. Ideally green, but we'll take red. We'll take it. That's the first step. Second step would be over the next week, maybe drawing out this. I should probably, I'll delete that. Drawing out something like this. Some sort of head and shoulders. If it's not an inverted head and shoulders, then maybe it's a wedge. Fine. There needs to be some evidence of an attempt of a recovery. So you could say, well, I'm going to trade it from here to 118. Fine, see what happens. Maybe we get this, maybe we don't. But ultimately for me, until we're above the daily cloud, it's just a no, it's stay out. Losing 110 was not great. Dripping continuously on the hourly is not great. Asia constantly selling us off is not great. You know, seeing this, somebody's clearly doing something. Okay, somebody. Maybe it's that guy in Hyperliquid, but they are setting the tone. They are setting the tone. Don't you think some people will sell their gold bullions and buy? I mean, I doubt it, Caesar. I doubt it. Usually don't sell gold to buy low cap gems. Typically, you know. I think on balance, most people aren't going to do that. If this is Q4 2020, Matic made a low until. Yeah, so Gabu on Twitter. Anything is possible, right? There's always going to be outliers. There's always going to be like tail risk on both sides. So you could say, you know, ETH is bottomed here, and it's going to turn around and make a 5x move. That might happen. I think there's a 0% chance of that, so I'm not trading that, right? Until ETH is back above 4,500, what are there to do? Nothing. That's regardless of the cycle, regardless of anything else going around. It's just the system. It's just the cloud. It's just the trend. This is trendless until it's back at highs. That's it. It's in neutral territory. Most alts do not look like this. Most alts, even Sol, starting to lose the daily. Not great. Other alts far worse. But yeah, right? You can trade anything on any anomaly you want. But what is the probability of that happening? And then what are you sizing that based on? You know, like you can go buy a lottery ticket. You can win. The odds are stacked against you. Yeah, we can trade on the Orange Man put. Sure, right? Go for it. I can't. It just does, the market does not look good here. It just doesn't look good here. Now you could say, well, who cares what you do or think as long as you have a stop loss that's reasonable. Fine. You could say, all right, new lows, I'm in. 10x long, new lows, I'm out. You could do that. I just don't think that's going to be too profitable. This is why it's important to buy time on calls. By duration. Yeah, the coin position I closed a couple days ago at this point. Coin went into the cloud on the 15th. So yeah, I'm the quickest to pull any leverage on the personal account if it goes against me. I just don't see a reason to continue holding it. Didn't you ignore at least one bearish TK cross? I don't think so. There's a lot of the meta, the chat meta right now is like bargaining. That's okay. Not a good place. Not a good place to be. It just doesn't look good. There's not much else to say. Like, again, anything's possible. It can bounce here. But today, as we sit for this stream on Year of Our Lord 2025, doesn't look good. Does not look good. And yeah, I'm with the hunt. Like, it's possible we could extend this into 2026. If gold didn't look like it looked, if rates weren't coming down, if liquidity wasn't up, then Yeah, it's much easier to say this thing's over. Pack it up. Why crypto specific? Just risk. If the risk off instrument historically is flying gold, and if all the risk on instruments are flying more than crypto, many people have commented on this, like, what's the point? Why am I trading crypto? And Rigetti's up 15% a day, Oklow's up 24% a day. Turn it on. There's an MNAV indicator. Do you know what it's called? It's at, is it this one? Oh, that's not what I wanted. You can just do this, MSTR divided by BTC, right? Like, is this what you want to buy? Again, I started calling this out up here. Up here. There are several tweets where I'm like, do you think this is bear or bullish? And people were, coming after me. If there's any, I'm not good at most things. I'm terrible at a lot. But one thing I'm really good at is identifying a trend. And didn't look good back here. Is it starting to to diverge? It is. It is. You're getting lower lows in the MNAV or the BTC valuation, and you're getting less momentum. So you are getting a div here. It's a multi-month div. What are you going to do with that information? Are you going to start buying? How much? How often? What percentage of the portfolio, right? These are the important questions. You could argue and justify, well, maybe you'll take a gamble. Okay. Again, that's a personal decision on how much you want to trade this, but trend-wise, it is still in bear territory, firmly in bear territory. So you're kind of playing the hard mode with MSTR right now. Yeah, gold did cool down. Another one was Metaplanet. This is another one that I didn't trade this, so I can't really collect anything clout-wise, but another thing I did say on Metaplanet was it broke out, it hit the target, it had an ugly pattern at the top, it broke the daily cloud. And you can say anything you want about accumulation, about yield, about MNAV. All that stuff takes a backseat to me. And what is the trend on price? The trend on price was August 1st, get the hell out. That was the trend on price. And here you are. So this is what's saving you from holding this. It doesn't always happen in either direction, right? But man, when it saves you, it saves you. There is also a div here on Metaplanet. I think the MNAV here is probably at like 0.95 or something. Starting to recover. But again, do you want to play hard mode? Do you want to play on legendary, or do you want to just wait for easy mode? Easy mode is just a trend. Easy mode is a lot easier. That's up to you. One more all-time high for I promise I'll sell. Just one more time. Yeah, Naka, a lot of these DATs, chart-wise, are in some trouble. This one I think is headed for a reverse split just to stay listed. I could be wrong, but because they're below $1, I think the NASDAQ requires these things to stay above $1 for X period of time or something. So that's probably coming down the pipe here in a couple days. And again, it's kind of a gamble to buy these heavily discounted DATs, because my response is, why do you think the MNAV will improve? Do you want the MNAV to improve? Are you just trading the chart? Stuff to think about. But Maybe we see some sort of M&A, hostile takeover. I don't know. Feels a little early for that, but we're getting there. If MNAVs continue to go to zero. Platinum. How do you do the ratio chart? If you just type it in, you can use the search box as an equation. Gold to BTC is a smart move. See, there it is. Jack Wynn. He's talking about the hero trade. Pax G BTC. Yeah. Do you want a long Pax G over BTC? I don't think so. If you think crypto's dead forever, maybe not forever. Maybe that's a strong word. Forever is a strong word. If you think crypto is in trouble, then you're holding gold and you're full gold. You got some bond in the mix. You got some dollar in the mix. The TA is there, by the way, and we've talked about this. Other people have talked about this. The TA supports gold's continuation against BTC here. If we pull up the bond stuff, these are starting to look good again. TLT, AG, IEF, SHI. You can always hide out in some percentage of your portfolio. You can hedge the volatility in something that just isn't as angry and gives you a little bit of a yield. These look good. ASPI, yeah, we'll do that. TA-wise, isn't BTC in bearish? Yeah, you're right. Not bear divs on every time frame, but cloud-wise, trend-wise, yeah. The other thing to watch here on BTC, I hate this pattern because it's very hard to trade. And you've got this megaphone. So we're below the cloud, but this is the megaphone. Your two options are bullish or bearish. I know, you're welcome. Gigabrain. It's going to go up or down. So you could play a straddle. You could wait for this to break up or down. You could check the logs from Bulkowski and see what a megaphone does, but it doesn't look bullish right now. Back above 116, that story changes. But man, this pattern is just, we've seen it a lot lately across everything. Uranium, coin, Ethereum. This megaphone stuff is ugly because you could be thinking down here, all right, it's over, I'm short, and then it reverses, it goes back to 130 or something, and you're like, damn it, and then it goes back down. It's just, it's miserable. It's very hard to know what the direction is, you know. Very tough. Fresh Discord link. Yeah, I'll do that after this. If not now, then when? Yeah, I think that's, like, I don't think you can say the cycle is over, intact or otherwise, until the end of the year. If by the end of the year we've done nothing, gone nowhere, then I'd certainly think the cycle would be over. Wouldn't everybody else? Wouldn't that be the consensus? Uh-oh. Someone's saying there's an AI company with potential. Oh, and it's a coin? Oh boy, sign me up. I did not draw any anatomy. I was drawing Head and Shoulders. Do I rate ordinals? No, I'm not really a big NFT person. I am the bottom signal for Rainy. That's good. That's good. Oh, here comes Nwanda with the alpha. The one useful chatter in the chat It's Nwanda and the other subscribers in my mind. All right, AAOI. I already have that on here somewhere. We have to go to Nwanda? No. Let's we'll do this. I think I can take it off and then add it. Yeah. AAOI onto PLD. See, the problem now with the Nwanda method is the highly speculative stuff doesn't have the tailwind of the market. So like the low cap stuff in particular. Charles River. A lot of bargaining. A lot of bargaining. IMBT? I don't know what that is. Might be a typo. IMVT. Ah, okay. Yeah. Oop. What did I do? This is why you're here. You're here to watch me add stonks to the watch list. This is good TV right here. SLNH. This is, yeah, okay. Long for August 24th, full port short. I mean, that's a choice, you know. That's a choice. A lot of people love to full port one way or the other. You know, everybody's got to make their own decisions. I don't hate hedges here. I don't hate a short position here. Not something I'm doing, but I don't hate it. What I hate here is long leverage. That to me makes the least sense. So, you know, if you're counter trading me, let me just be clear. I absolutely hate long leverage. I just got into a play. Crispy. No, he's not cooked. Hype dash. I mean, hype. What is there to say? Anything. You don't even have to ask me. Just turn on the cloud, and if it looks like this, what do you think I'm going to say? Not good things. What's up, Tom? Yeah, see, everybody, Tom, even Tom's bringing up the hero trade. Long BTC versus gold. See? That's the hero trade. It's possible on a timeline that we may be on, that we write tomes about these heroes. We write the Iliad 2.0 about these heroes. It's also possible on this timeline that those heroes dissolve into history because they were wrong. Each person needs to decide what they want to do. I personally think selling some gold and buying some BTC is fine. I have nothing wrong with that. I did it myself. MSTR should trade at 0.7 MNAV? I don't know about that. Rare earths getting shellacked. A lot of people say it's over. Yeah, the rare earth stuff is another example. Do you really want one person sort of dictating price action here, direction of trend? The answer is no. So that's tough. Like at this point, it's 2x from the bottom. It's tough. 33K by July, 133K by July. Nwanda's not the fall guy. You're right. Not all subs are created equal. Some are better than others. Nwanda has proved his worth. All right, let's go through some charts. People are, I'm sure, curious about the miners. So let's talk about those. Again, this is just probabilities. Like you can love the AI trade, but if you like a lot of people made a ton of money on miners in a short amount of time, does it make sense to take some off the table? Probably. I did. I sold 1,000 shares of BITF 2 days ago. Am I a hero? I don't know, but I sold some because I was up a lot, over 300%. So I sold. I still got a bunch left. Nothing wrong with taking profits on the way up. What you don't want on these minor charts, similar to what you have on gold, you don't want a higher high on equal RSI. You don't want a bear div. I mean, this is a massive move with a decent case for a massive bear div. So it's like, what do you expect to happen here? Is it worth sitting in this near term for another 2x? I think it's going to be tough to pull that off based on probabilities, based on momentum. Long term, maybe this goes to 20. I don't know, right? I don't know. But if you're playing the short-term game, what more do you want? Oklo, Rigetti, Iren, all these, like, what more do you want in the near term is the question. You have to answer that for yourself, but it also feels like, just like gold, it's less about price and more about time. Like, that needs time to just chill. Bitfarms probably need some time. Iren probably needs some time to just chill. Cores looks the most ready to potentially continue, but is it realistically going to continue if everything else is deflating? I don't know. I'm still holding my position. I'm not really worried about it. CleanSpark gave a lot back. So on a chart by chart basis, if you've reached fib targets or your target personally, I mean, again, what more do you want? All these companies might change the world, but they're up a lot in a short period of time. That's the problem. So yeah, they're gonna pull back a little bit, for sure. Wolf, I don't know. Like, I don't have any bright ideas other than taking profit on most of these. Cypher, well into the target zone. I was wrong about Iren. I've been wrong about Iren for months as far as taking profit too soon. So don't listen to me. But Cores is the only one I really see that has the potential to do anything, just because it hasn't really gone anywhere over the past couple months. BitTier, Wolf, Cypher, Hut. Hut is up, whatever that is, 4x since April, over 2x since August. Hive, Riot, all this stuff. BTBT never really broke out. Mara is just a permanent avoid for me. That thing, I don't know. So yeah, as far as the mining companies go, I just like Cores because it hasn't done anything. I think if you've done really well on some of these, you're probably trimming a little bit, and that's it, right? Like, if you still think AI is going to take over the world, which it probably will, then you'll be fine. XLU also pulling back a little bit. This has done well. This is the utilities ETF. It's done well in the AI momentum trade. Yeah, for gold, I guess we'll take another look. A little bit of a bearish engulfing on GLD. On XAU, it's like I said before, it's just percentage-wise, what is the probability this keeps going in the near term? I don't know. Like, I sold UGL down here that I was holding on the breakout. So again, I sold the UGL too early, still holding plenty of GLD on the way up. If I was still holding UGL here, which is leveraged gold, I would probably get rid of the rest of it. That's just me. Nothing here is super bearish. It's just, again, what more do you want in the near term? That's all. Figs bag is up over 50%. Love to hear it. Something's got to be green. So yeah, for gold, like, I wouldn't short this. I don't think you can short this. It's just a matter of trimming, taking profit, reducing leverage, that sort of thing. Buying some BTC, potentially, again, back to the hero trade, rotating into something else. Mag 7, I think Microsoft. We'll just look at these real quick. Nvidia, really nothing to say. Doesn't look bad at all here. I just think a lot of people are sick of it and have moved on. Apple, Microsoft, yeah. So if Microsoft, I have an alert at like 520. If it can get above the cloud, that's a decent trade to think about. Meta, no in the cloud. Netflix, no in the cloud. Amazon, no in the cloud. Google's another one that's held up well. I don't know about a fresh trade here, but it's done better than the rest of the Mag 7. Tesla, I don't see a trade here. It kind of has these like deep pullbacks in bursts. I could be totally wrong. You could point to like this weekly cup and handle or something and say, you know, this is the breakout level. Now's the time. I don't know about that, but I don't love fresh positions up here. So that's Microsoft. That's it. I don't really Microsoft and Google of the Mag 7. Thanks, T. Do you leave a small moon bag? Yes, definitely. Usually sell half on a double and then trim, like I DCA out. Usually it's a fifth of the position at a time, or in the Bitfarms case, if I think things are like just getting crazy, then I cut a little bit more aggressively. Yeah, we just talked about Cypher and IREN. Cypher, again, it's like, are you holding it? Or are you thinking about a fresh position? If I was holding it and I'm up 300%, yeah, I'm probably trimming a little bit. Same thing with IREN. I think it's fine to trim, personally. All right, back to the original requests. What is this? MPCC? Very illiquid. I'd just be careful with that because you can tell how illiquid it is. Clore, this was the AI darling somebody in the chat mentioned. I do not like buying weakness, so until this thing can get back above the cloud, it's not for me. PLG, platinum. Yeah, the tough thing about metals here is if gold slows down, does that mean others catch up? Do people rotate out of gold into other metals down the risk spectrum, or do all the metals slow down? I don't have an answer for that. I don't know. Like, what is silver doing? I assume silver's down today, which it is. Again, it hit its targets. If you're a TA guy and you're using fibs, there's less and less evidence to hold this stuff up here. What's another one? Copper. Kind of toppy on low time frames. I'd be careful with that one. This is platinum and palladium. So yeah, fresh positions, not a fan. Trimming, I'm a fan. Holding over the long term, I think that's fine. But I don't like adding up here, personally, to metals. Hive we looked at, it's kind of, nobody's yelled about the volume. It's amazing. All it took was a bear market to fix the volume. Hive looks fine. It's just, you got to be careful with this stuff that's up 5x in a couple months. What's your time frame, you know? Mass. Medical devices, I assume? I have no idea. Not bad on the weekly. Not bad. You may get some like mirror right shoulder here. Interesting. Don't hate it. ABC trying to break up. Don't hate it. See, I'd rather take a risk on this than this chart. Okay, this chart just isn't for me. That's not for me. Galaxy. So Galaxy hasn't quite hit the measured move targets. I don't hate just holding on to this. If it's a majority of your portfolio, not financial advice, but I'd probably be trimming. It just depends, right? It's completely dependent on what you're doing. If this was a minor slice in a portfolio, I think it's fine. I got nothing to say. It looks great. New position? No. We talked about miners. VMC. A little late on VMC. I don't know. I don't know about that one. HPQ trying to bottom. DGX Quest. Looks pretty good. Pretty sure people still need blood work in a recession. What is this? X. I don't even know what that is. What is this? Crypto economy ETF. Yeah, kind of giving some back. Anything crypto related is going to be under some stress if the crypto market is pulling back. Anything quantum or nuclear or AI. Yeah, see, I would close the entire position on NBIS here, and I wouldn't even feel bad about it if it doubled, just because. Now, this is one we looked at several times. I had written down, I just didn't take the trade. I just got distracted. But yeah, from 55 to 110 to 120, 130. That is a full close to me. It's a great level if you're in for 55 or lower. All right, let's look at the Nuanda list. So Luna is like a data center, right? It's up. What is this? It's not 1,000%, is it? Yeah, it is 1,000. It's up 1,000%. Just a little 1,000%er in a couple months. I don't even know what you do with that. I don't know. I want to say I like it on the weekly, but it's up 1,000%. I don't know. ANNX starting to break out a little. See, he knows what I like. He's got the ascending triangle here. He's got the breakout already. I like it. And Nexion, is it? I don't know what it is. Maybe it's biotech? I don't know. Yeah, this one looks good too. IMVT. Charles River Laboratory International. Same deal. Kind of ascending triangle, breakout, inverted end shoulders. Got all that stuff going on for it. Don't hate it. The Oncology Institute. This one I'm not a giant fan of. I can see why it probably popped up on a screener, cloud-wise, but I don't know. What do you even draw up here? I like the first couple more than this one. United. He just threw this one in here to mess with me. Best case, you get a cup and handle, like a huge something like that. So I'll put an alert at 108 just for you. PLD. I mean, it's above daily, 3-day, weekly. It's just kind of been chopping around for a long time. This is also biotech, right? I assume? I don't know. I don't hate it. This one... Yeah, again, is it like biotech-y? Looks okay. Looks okay. There's probably... I mean, XBI. XBI really is broken out a lot. So I don't know if these are like laggard biotech names. LabVIEW is up a lot. Just click through these real quick. Yeah. D-Dog, Edit, and Biotech. Decent spot. Upexi, yuck. Nuke, yuck. QMCO pulling back. Butterfly pulling back. So the like speculative drone stuff's all pulling back. Sold my Galaxy for BMNR, saw Novogratz. Fox on TV looking like a penny stock in human form. Oh boy. BMNR. Again, if the underlying, in this case, ETH, doesn't have momentum, you can't really expect BMNR to magically do well. So you have to be bullish ETH to be bullish BMNR, obviously. Doesn't look amazing here. Figs, yeah, let's take a look. How's Figs doing? Let's not look at Rivian. Whatever you do, nobody asked me about Rivian. Yeah, so when I'm taking these long-term ideas, I'll start to take the trade towards the bottom, add on the breakout, and then just add randomly as it's going up. If you take 10 of these trades, 8 of them maybe don't work, but the ones that work typically pay for and then some, the ones that do. So Figs in this case has done really well. Rivian has yet to do anything constructive. 12, anything below 12 and I got to get out personally. Not saying that's everybody's stop loss, but I can't quit you, Rivian. It looks like it's trying. I don't know. We'll see. Above 16 and we should be good. Below 12 and yikes. Peloton's another one. Like this is one that hasn't done anything. PayPal hasn't done anything. What's another one? I thought there was a couple more that look similar to Rivian and Figs, but yeah, Figs is doing well. Roku hasn't even broken out yet. I mean, it's still like, if you want a chart, this is a great chart. Absolutely. It may take another 3 to 6 months to do anything, but yeah, love it. Love it. Don't expect anything soon. AAOI. I guess. It's just so choppy. So choppy. But yeah, it's above the cloud. And ONTO. Okay, semis instead of biotech. Yeah, I mean, it looks okay. If you think there's going to be some spread down the line outside of NVIDIA, Intel hit its target, huh? How about that? Yeah, if you think there's going to be some rotation outside of NVIDIA, some laggard catch-up stuff. Biomed Orchestra. Trying to bottom down there. Trying to bottom. Let's say I took every trade on a chart that looked like this, I would never size it up bigly. You know, I'd start it just whatever starter position size and then go from there. But, you know, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Yeah, I own Roku. Long term. EVAV, yeah. How's that doing? Still okay. It's just if you're trading a leveraged ETF, you want the momentum. So if you don't have momentum, do you want to sit in that? This could still play out, but it doesn't look great here. It just doesn't have momentum. Neo looks fine, but no momentum. What are the other ones? XPEV hasn't broken out yet. That's something to keep an eye on. Mobileye, no. EH hasn't broken out yet. QS, it's already broken out. Neo, Lucid, that was the other one. Yeah, Lucid still hasn't done anything, right? Like, it hasn't lived above the cloud since IPO. Yeah, Rigetti. I think all the quantum stuff needs a massive breather, which is good for us on the crypto side, honestly. this is a DAT, right? I don't know what this is. I think it's a DAT. Does not look good, my friend. The 4-hour trend has been straight down. Straight down. Now you could, to me, that's a lottery ticket, right? Like you could buy that expecting it to go to zero. And if you're wrong, you're good. But I wouldn't have a positive expectation there. Ironwood Pharmaceuticals. Yeah, biotech across the board. As long as you're not selling, what does Trump call them? The fat pill? As long as you're not selling the fat pills, you're doing great because they want to take the prices down on the fat pills. Lily's got some sort of channel here. I don't know. I don't see anything tradable there. Pack B. Yeah. More biotech. Looks good. Better than crypto, that's for sure. Better than crypto. I think I'm caught up, right? Do we look at this one? MSCI India. Yeah. Little inverted head and shoulders action. Breakout on the cloud. Looks great. This is what you want BTC to look like. Looks good. Service Now. This is buy now, pay later, I think. Gotta be careful with that stuff if credit crunch is coming. 5x single stock ETFs. If the government stays closed, we might get 5x ETFs, which would be insane. Billy. Let's go to KWeb. Billy looks okay. KWeb. Just a tough trade. Never really broke out. Tons of negative headlines. CQQQ, same deal. Lottery. A fat shot. Yeah, I saw that on Kraken, PaxG. Was it Kraken or Binance? Went to like, yeah, 5,000. When you say it's back above the cloud, when do you take a trade? Well, if it's a sector or a theme that I like, I take it the moment I get off stream. If it's some random low cap, I'd probably just ignore it. It's up to you. You know, it's typically if your system picks up something, it's probably a good idea to have a little skin in the game and start something. You know, like figs. Why did I buy that? Because the chart looked stupid, like stupid good. And here we are. Yeah, XYZ, I looked at it briefly today. It's not really doing anything, is it? Just flat, momentumless. Oh, we're an hour in. Someone is asking for Zcash. I think it's time to call it, folks. We can take a look. It's not for me. It's got the same problem, air quotes, that everything that's up 300% is. I need to see this consolidate. It's like saying, man, gold looks great here. Yeah, it looks great, but you know, you kind of missed the whole thing, right? Like, so it just feels late. It's holding up, sure, but fresh trade today? I don't know about that. Don't know about that. Tau. Like, would I be standing in line at the bullion shop for gold today? No, I wouldn't. Yeah, this thing, most of the alt charts, like we just flip through these. There's so much repair that's needed. These charts are just ruined for weeks. There's nothing here. BNB, massive double top. Aave, Hype, AVAX, ADA, like there's nothing. That's why we haven't even talked about them. It's going to take a lot of time for these to figure out anything. And anything that was already bearish before last Friday, it certainly isn't going to be randomly bullish today. All these look horrific. FET made a new low. These look awful across the board. I don't like anything. Any meme coins, Pepe, Doge, SHIB, Floki. Nothing's going to turn around until BTC does, and BTC doesn't turn around until gold slows down. That could be today. Again, the hero trade could be sell all your gold, clean out your closet, go to your local BTC ATM for a 10% surcharge, buy all the BTC you can. That could be the trade. Time will tell. It's a little early, but the signs are starting, at the very least. Last chart here, Tilray. Then we'll get out of here. Let's take a look. Yeah. I don't love the theme, to be clear, but chart-wise, it looks fine. The problem with the theme is like the regulatory side is just so back and forth. So if you have some handle on the regulatory, maybe they pass some weed laws for the midterms. Sort of bread and circuses type stuff, right? I don't know. I'm literally going to the store to sell some platinum after this video. Platinum. What's the, is it just PL? Yeah, I mean, better time to sell here than at 950. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. All right, ladies and germs, that's all I got for this one. Give me a like, dislike, comment,